Hey everybody, this is Josh Olive with Haven Comics. It is Thursday night, which means it's time for some shop talk. So we're going to be talking some shop, and we got some fun stuff to go on tonight. So stick around after this infinitesimally small introductory video. And just like that, I'm back. But it's not just me. I also have the one, the only, the omnipresent Alan Breedlove. What's up, Alan? You know, Alan, what that just reminded me of. Um, when was the last time you saw the original Pirates of the Caribbean movie?
I watch those movies every time they come on TV, no matter what. So, honestly, a couple of weeks ago.
Okay, so you've seen Curse of the Black Pearl recently, right?
Yep.
How is it that you have never dressed up as the Parlay Pirate for Halloween?
Oh, Parlay? Yeah, him.
You could absolutely pull that dude off.
Number one, I'm sitting here thinking about the possibilities, and number two, I'm kind of offended by that. I gotta be honest. I mean, it takes a lot to hurt my feelings, and you come that close.
I'm trying to see who could be the one with the eyeball, like to be your partner. I think Aaron could do it.
I'm trying to, because I'm picturing our people that we know, but I'm trying to picture them dressed. Matthew Posey.
Yeah, he could.
Yep.
He could. He's not tall enough, though.
He's not tall enough, but I think he could pull off the look.
He could pull off the look. That's true. That's true. But yeah, I saw that last night. I had that going on while I was doing other stuff, and at one point I just turned around and I looked at the screen. I was like, "Oh my god! If you had a long hair back here, and you had the right clothes, you could do that, dude, if you wanted to."
I know there's only a few people that are going to get this reference, but I would love to dress up as Reggie from Phantasm just one time for Halloween. But nobody's going to understand who I am. So
that's true.
I mean, that's kind of I'm sorry. Yeah, Reggie from Phantasm, because that's kind of an obscure character, and an older obscure movie.
This is true. This is true. Who do you think I could do for Halloween? Thanksgiving's a different animal. I just eat food and watch football, but for Halloween, what could I dress up as?
Harry from Harry and the Hendersons.
That's a lot of hair.
That's a lot of hair. Oh Lord.
He looks like they took the Chewbacca suit and just put a different head on it.
Yeah, that's probably what they did.
Yeah.
Because, you know, they were really good at recycling some of that old stuff from back in the day.
Yep.
There was something else that I was going to ask you about, and it was a book coming out, but I cannot remember.
Was it this book? Old Gods by Scott Oden?
No, it was not that book.
It's just some short stories, and it's on sale on Amazon, and you too can get your grubby mitts on it.
That would be awesome if we did that.
Oh, fortune's forecast, Lucky Charms.
That would be awesome.
Oh my god, that would be freaking great.
Hey,
that's brilliant.
Speaking of awesome, and y'all will probably be able to figure out what I'm talking about just based off of YK Lisa's comment made me think about it. If you are not following us on YouTube, number one, you're wrong. You need to subscribe to us on YouTube and click that notifications bell icon for when we go live. In a couple of weeks, I will be randomly going live from various locations that some of y'all are not going to want to miss. And then after that, I plan on getting a lot of unedited footage there. So there will be a bunch of videos coming after the fact. So definitely make sure that you are subscribed and all that good stuff with notifications turned on, because one of the places I'm going live from, you definitely do not want to miss.
100%. Yeah, that is accurate.
They just randomly walk in and walk out like it's their house or something. I don't know.
Speaking of which, when are you going to get cable out at your place?
I don't know yet. From the looks of it,
I meant fiber, but you knew what I meant.
Yeah, the fiber is ran. Everything is there. I think the holdup right now is they ran it in such a large area at one time that they're having to do sections to connect. I was actually hoping to have been hooked up a couple of months ago, but all the rain that we had at the beginning of the summer just kind of crushed all those plans. So I'm going to say by Christmas. We'll just have to wait and see. I don't know. I mean, I'm looking forward to it because I'm definitely taking a couple of days off from work, and I'm going to try to find that download all button that I keep hearing is on the internet somewhere.
Man, you don't want to do that.
No, I want everything.
You do not. You definitely do not. It's like a faucet for filth.
Yeah, internet rule 34. I need to avoid that one. So, but hey, I think I am only a couple of comics behind, and yeah, I'm tired. Yeah, Chris is right. I'm tired of sending up smoke signals. Smoke signals would actually be faster than what I have right now.
It's true.
But I have read a bunch of comics these past couple of days, and I think I'm only 1 or 2 comics away from being completely caught up at the house.
Rock on with your bad self. Let's get to it, man. Let's talk some comics.
All right, then. Right off the bat, I'll be honest with you. I've read so many comics this past few days, I don't even know what's in this stack anymore. So some of this is going to be just as much a surprise to me as it is to y'all.
That sounds fun.
Moon Knight, issue 12.
Yep, that's a great one.
God, that was so good. I'm honestly going to hate the day that Jed MacKay is no longer writing Moon Knight.
Don't you even speak that into existence.
I know, but once again, Jed MacKay has proven that he can take a relatively obscure character like Wrecker, a character that nobody cares about, and kind of make you care about him a little bit.
Yeah.
I mean, it's wrote a good, solid story about it. Now, the suit that Moon Knight puts on so he can punch ghosts, I thought was great. I love the way that looked.
I like that Layla showed up, the Scarlet Scarab. That was great.
Yeah, and the fact that it pretty much told you, hey, I'm only here for a little while. We now know that she can cross back and forth. We just don't know why yet.
Or for how long.
Or for how long. Another one that we've talked about this. We both thought it was going to be a flop, and it has ended up being amazing. This book right here is what AWA has the potential to have all their stuff about, and that's Illuminati issue 3.
Yeah.
I mean, let's be honest with y'all. The reason why I did not think it was going to be that good was because it's Charlemagne the God Presents, and that's just not a name that you hear in comic books. And we've seen what happens in the past when a celebrity wants to cross over into the comic book genre. 9 times out of 10 it flops.
Yeah.
So, but in this situation, no, this book has been amazing, and this issue was flat out creepy. I mean, this was just a great issue. I could actually see in this some type of limited series on Netflix. That's how good it's been.
I'm still trying to get over Dennis Cowan on pencils and Bill Sienkiewicz on inks.
Yep.
That's just amazing. Even if you don't like the story, which I have a hard time picturing, the artwork is spectacular. And look who we got here. What's up, James?
What up,
it's
Jay?
Wonderful to see you, brother. Hope all is well. Hope you're having a good night.
I'm trying to find a really good page to show the artwork that's also still kind of safe to show online.
Right, one that's not too spicy?
Yeah. Okay, this one's not too spicy. I mean, It's been some great artwork. I like the fact that we are 3 issues into a 5-issue series, and we know just as much about what's going on as our main character, which is almost absolutely nothing.
Yep.
But there's so much intrigue in it that it keeps you reading it. I mean, I've really been impressed with this one. This book here, you kind of talked about it last week, and I saw that ending part where you were talking about G.I. Joe issue 320.
Yep.
I cannot wait to 321 to see what the new weapons are.
I'm excited for the silent issue. That is 321, the 300th anniversary of the original silent issue. That's insane.
Did you ever think you'd be saying something like that?
No. No, I never thought I'd say something like that. It's insane.
I mean, you got to take care of yourself, Joe. I mean, I'm glad to hear that you're up and walking around, and I'm really glad to hear that you're at home.
Yes.
I mean,
because the hospital sucks.
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, the hospital is the place that we have to go to get better, but it's also at the same time the worst place to go to get better because you can't get any rest.
Right?
Yeah.
I hope you have a good night's sleep. We're only going to be in 18 times to check your blood pressure and heart rate and draw blood and everything. You're like, at what point am I supposed to be sleeping during all this?
Yeah. Good night. I'll see you in 15 minutes.
Look who we got. You just mentioned his name, and here he is.
Hey, I know. I mean, just like Beetlejuice. God, he must have been listening in or something.
Matt, if you missed the first part of the show, we were talking about Halloween costumes, and I was saying that Alan, with the right mullet wig, could pull off the one pirate from Pirates of the Caribbean. Parlay, that guy. And I asked him who he thought would be good, who could be the guy with the eyeball, and he said you.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe y'all can work that out for Halloween. That'd be awesome. Yes, Daniel, that is correct. You get treated at the hospital, you get well at home.
Yep. Next up on my list, for those that have not been reading it, it has been 29 solid issues so far, and that is Superman. We got the Legion of Darkseid Part 2, and this story has been so good. Have you read this?
I have not.
I love the way they did Superboy Prime in this. Loved it. At one point, he even calls out the entire battle, how it's going to go, what's going to happen, who's going to show up, and he says, and it'll be a great big 2-page spread at one point.
That's excellent. That's so meta.
It was great.
That's fantastic.
But then when they actually get to that point and that does not happen, he's like, wait a minute, we got here too late for that. My bad. So yeah, Superman written by Josh Williamson has been really, really good. I've been really impressed with it. The artwork has been awesome. They are on a mission to rescue Booster Gold, and what they don't realize is, and it really gets brought out in this one, for those of y'all that read All In, that scene where kind of I'm going to say the wrong word. I know I am, so I'm just going to say one. Like the portal that opens up at the Watchtower, and Booster Gold goes into it because they think that he's the only one that can survive it to try to figure out what Darkseid is doing.
Yeah, and then he's just been gone ever since.
The side effect of that is they don't remember Booster Gold.
That's okay.
And that gets brought up in this issue that they don't remember him because Superman and Superboy Prime have that conversation. And when Superman does get to Booster Gold to rescue him, he's like, oh, wait a minute. They tell me you're Booster Gold pretty much. So it's kind of, we are definitely building toward a absolute, because this Legion of Darkseid is from the Absolute Universe. And they are literally time jumping all over the place just to mess with Superman.
Well,
So it's all getting pulled together, but I think it's going to be a long time before we have a absolute versus unlimited. And speaking of unlimited, we've got Justice League Unlimited.
well, hang on a second. Let's talk about Absolute real quick. Did you see the solicit for Absolute Evil?
No, I did not see that.
Yeah, it comes out in October. It's on the sign-up sheet at the store if you would ever look at it.
I
I
don't have to because I usually get signed up against my will.
you don't get. It's not against your will. It's just preemptive.
Yeah, preemptive strike. Yep.
But yeah, absolute evil is what happens in the absence of good here. It's so we're finally getting to meet a ton of absolute villains in absolute evil, and it looks incredible. It's going to be fun.
Now I did see we're about to get Absolute Hawkman and Absolute Green Arrow.
Yeah,
They're coming. One of the things about the Legion of this Legion of Darkseid,
yep.
they are basically from that universe, and they never had Superman to inspire them. They've only had Darkseid to inspire them, and they are vicious and brutal, and it is great. I've only got a couple more left, but 3 more left. Next up on my list was Justice League Unlimited 10. And we've got Time Trapper here, and he's pretty much, we do have a rift between, no, I'm 333. I'm only half evil.
That took me just a fraction of a second. Oh, what is he? Oh, okay.
Took you a second.
I think you're a solid 444. You're 2/3.
I'm 2/3. Yeah, my pull list is unlimited. It seems like that some days. But basically, Time Trapper has made his way to, and for those of y'all that do not know, Time Trapper is literally Doomsday after he has died and been regenerated about 1 billion times. He is almost at like a godlike level when it comes to power.
Now, is Trapper Keeper in this one too?
Trapper Keeper? No, Trapper Keeper's not in this one. He couldn't
so
get his
solidly from the 80s.
Yep, he couldn't. His Velcro kind of come undone a little bit.
Oh, that is unfortunate. I actually hear that Trapper Keepers are making a comeback.
I'd buy one if it looked the right way.
I would too.
I mean, just to have it.
I don't need it.
But yeah, I mean, this is great. We're starting to see like the pits that you see on Apocalypse. They're kind of popping up in various places in the world, and the Justice League having to track them down. I think we've lost Josh. There he is. But Unlimited's been good because you see a lot of people that are a lot of heroes that we don't see any other way teamed up. And that has been fun. Lisa Frank.
Oh, yeah. All the Trapper Keepers?
Oh, yeah.
See, the same thing. He's saying the same thing. Yeah.
Hey, I like this right here. We need to tell Mark about this. A Monsters Trapper Keeper that will actually hold your Monsters comic books, almost like a store folio.
Oh, I like that.
I've been known to mess up and have a good idea.
I'm going to text Mark right now.
Next up on my list is Geiger issue 17. I don't know what else we can say about Geiger. I mean, it's been great. It's solid all the way through. If you have not read this issue, they have done messed up in this prison. And if you've read this issue, you know exactly what I'm talking about. It's going to happen.
They have messed up.
It is going to happen, but I got to show this one page. I don't know why. It wasn't like emotional or anything. It wasn't like a pump your fist screaming hell yeah moment. But Zigzag's growth spurt into a full-grown zebra.
Yeah.
That kind of come out of nowhere, and that was just fun. I don't know why. I just thought it was fun. But this little advertisement for issue 18 with him in the chair.
Uh-huh.
Oh, yeah, that looks so good. I cannot wait. And then last but not least is a title that we never talk about on here. And I am kind of disappointed in myself because I do like this franchise a lot. I've just never picked up their comics. This was one that came out, I believe, last week, and this is Dune: Edge of the Crysknife, Rage of Shai-Hulud. This was a good read. It's a one shot. This happens probably a generation or two before the events with Moadib. We do have at the end of it, we do have a cameo, a guest appearance by Baron Vladimir Harkonnen. And any of y'all that follow the actual storyline know that who that is. It was a fun read. It was a cool one shot. It was nice seeing the Emperor of Arrakis, or the ruler of Arrakis, before Vladimir got a hold of it. I mean, I really, really enjoyed this a lot more than what I thought I would. Enjoyed it so much that, I mean, when I texted you the other night saying, "Hey, can you still get this?" and showed you that other one.
Yeah.
I had literally just got finished reading this, and they're independent of each other.
Oh, nice.
They like this one is just this is Dune: Edge of the Crysknife, The Rage of Shai-Hulud. The other one is like Edge of the Crysknife, something else. Oh, it's funny that you say that because I was
You're all out of focus again.
No, I'm all out of focus. What are you doing? What happened? Come on, snap back in. You're close. You're there. You're there. There we go.
There you
go. I was with Nick Ellis earlier, and I spun and looked at his wife, and I said, "Hey, if you would give him a perm, you could probably get a little more volume out of it, and it won't look as thin."
Oh no. That's rough right there, man.
Yeah, I mean, that's what you get when you call his nickname for me is Baldy Locks for some reason.
Baldy Locks?
Baldy Locks.
Rude.
Yeah, really. But yeah, on one hand, I'm really glad that I picked this up. I enjoyed it a lot more than what I thought I would. On another hand, I'm kind of mad at myself for picking this up because now I want to start digging back through and getting all the older back titles and issues. Because I know, like, what was it, a year or two ago, we had House Atreides, we had House Harkonnen, and all those come out. So now I got to track those down and get them. I'm hoping that there is a comic book store in Madison that has them in the backstop.
You just might get lucky.
And if not, I'm sure there's trades somewhere that we can find to get ordered.
As Todd says, with friends like these.
Yeah, really.
All right, we're going to switch over and talk about me and my comics for a second. But first, we're going to bring on one of tonight's very special guests, Aaron.
Whoa! God bless you. Thank you. Oh my God! Whoa! Applause! Thank you. That's so sweet.
Applause.
Hi. Oh, thank you. Hi guys, how are we doing?
Doing good.
For the last 5 minutes in secret.
Doing good. I'm going to talk about a couple of comics real quick that came out this week.
I'm going to pull up some info so I have better talking points about today's very special guest.
All right.
Topic.
Yeah. All right. Let's start with.
Let me get my.
When Captain America throws his mighty shield.
Captain America #3. This is where all the stuff that was kind of confusing and like what's going on and all that is starting to come into focus.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, this is a really solid issue. It's still building on the same stuff, and it's very interesting. But that's not a surprise. The first 2 issues were great. The 3rd issue is also great. So that's par for the course. This one, I hate this new costume. Looks utterly ridiculous. and I don't like the cover of this book particularly. And yet, for some reason, I felt really compelled, like I needed to read this. So I did, and my gut feeling was right. This was a surprisingly fun read,
Come on.
and none of you will be able to guess what I'm talking about until I hold this up, and it was The Undead Iron Fist #1.
I'm so excited about that book.
Really?
Yes, I love Danny Rand. He was one of the first superhero comics I ever read. I love
Well,
Danny Rand. I'm very happy about this.
He's dead.
I know, and that breaks my heart. I miss my boy. I miss him.
The interesting thing here, and it's a question that I would not have thought to have asked. People are saying, Aaron.
What up, Zach? How we doing?
Hooray! You got a hooray.
Hi, Lisa. Yay. I love a hooray. Thank you. I'm honored at your hooray.
Almost as good as a huzzah.
So true.
But anyway, so the question here, the pivotal question here is, what do you do when an immortal Iron Fist dies? The Iron Fist is immortal.
Right.
Danny Rand is not.
Right.
So
the
story takes place in two planes at the same time. It's Luke Cage visiting his grave and discovering that it's empty.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, oh, this is bad. And then there are people getting beat up all over the city with some interesting stuff happening. But then there's also, like, in the spirit
rose
realm.
up on us, Josh.
Did I?
I can hear you.
It's just you. It's just your side, buddy.
Or was that me?
Yep, it's just your side. But in the spirit realm, like, you see Danny Rand is climbing a cliff. And he's not necessarily even sure why, but he's climbing that cliff, and he's headed up to where there's a dragon. So, and along the way, he meets the previous Iron Fist before him. And I do love a generational hero like the Phantom, like Iron Fist, like Black Panther. I do love that. I like that you open up all of this history where you can tell stories of these characters who are different from the one we know today, but have some of these same traits in common. I love that conceit, and I like it when they do it well. And this was a surprisingly good issue for me. I really thought this was going to be a terrible book, but I felt compelled to read it, and I'm so glad I did because I really enjoyed it.
Because I've not seen any of the advertisements for this book outside of
that's because there haven't been any.
Yeah. A causality maybe in play. But there's been a lot of marketing for Lin Lee than like the newer generation of Iron Fist, previously Swordmaster with like the Agents of Atlas. He's got like a huge video game push with being the Iron Fist in Marvel Rivals. Is Lin a part of this? Is he in the conversation at all? Or is it just
not yet? I mean, that might show up, but not now.
I think he's only been the Iron Fist for, I think, maybe 12 appearances total over the last like 3 or 4 years. But I'm very, very excited to see that dichotomy because they never were face to face at all. So I'd hope that they would go there.
Yeah, should be interesting. This book came out this week, and I was very interested in how they were going to use it. And so I felt compelled to pick this one up and read it. And I really liked the shiny cover, so I had to pick it up.
Ooh.
The new Punisher #1.
Oh, nice.
This is the Red Band Punisher #1.
Exciting.
I really wish they would stop the red band crap.
We all know Marvel doesn't know what red band actually means or why. I will say this one's pretty gory. Like there's a dude who's been shot and he's laying on the ground, and there's a lot of stuff all over the place. Did the whole feed freeze for you, Matt, or was it just Alan?
Oh, I'll see. There for a second, I lost you and Aaron.
Well, that tells me it was you because I had Aaron the whole time.
Huh?
Is it red band? It's more red band than most of the books that they have done, but it's still, I don't understand why it needs to be a red band.
Mm-hmm.
That said, scrapping the whole Red Band stuff, that was a solid book. You find out kind of where Frank Castle has been and why he has been there. And when this book starts, Frank Castle does not know who he is. He is wounded. He's beat all the crap. He's shot. He's cut up. And there's a whole lot of dead people laying around. And that's how the book opens.
Okay.
But he does not know who he is. And then toward the end, Kingpin makes an appearance. And Kingpin sits down at a computer. And he's like, okay, it's time for you to wake up, Frank. So Kingpin has had something to do with this whole disappearance and is somehow controlling Frank Castle's awareness of who he is. I kind of get a little bit of a Winter Soldier vibe off of that.
Yeah.
But
incriminating.
That was an interesting book.
So that that actually kind of makes sense now, because in the last issue of Daredevil and Elektra are back together, and they're talking about the return of Kingpin. They know he's out there.
Yep.
And we're also getting the solicitations for Daredevil Punisher coming up.
Yes. But it was very interesting, and I enjoyed it quite a lot. This book continues to be solid. I enjoy the ultimate take on the various X-Men characters and their factions, and the blending of Wolverine Project or Weapon X with the Winter Soldier program continues to be an interesting one to me.
And horrifying.
It's horrifying, yes, but it continues to be an interesting one to me, and I'm still enjoying it. This one I have not gotten to yet, the next issue of Ultimate Spider-Man Incursion.
Mm-hmm.
So I have not read this one yet, but looking forward to it. Nosh, Big Nosh in the house. What's up, Nosh? Hope all is well, sir. Yeah, Punisher program to work for Fisk is interesting, and the fact that it explains why Frank has been out of the picture for so long, because he has been he's being programmed. He's just out of it. Glad to hear you're doing good, brother. Hope all is well. But those are the comics I wanted to talk about, just a handful of this week's books. I would have more of this week's books to talk about, except that thanks to a host of reasons, the holiday last week, all this, our lunar shipment was very late to show up. So I haven't picked up anything from DC or Image or in a lot of other independents yet. So my reading is down. I didn't have as much material to read as I had hoped. Grace, welcome back. And I know that you are not the other Grace now, so I just say hi to you. Great to see you. All right, so we are here tonight. One of the things we wanted to talk about, first of all, let's talk about conceptually, because not everybody on the call may know what it is. But
DCKO. On the call like this was like official or something.
Yeah, DCKO. DC Knockout.
Yeah.
So before we get into DCKO, before we start looking at this bracket,
and your birthday was last week, brother. We were all going to sing happy birthday to you, but you didn't show up. So
happy belated.
Happy belated birthday to you.
No,
happy belated birthday to you.
You gotta wait till next year.
Yeah.
You missed your opportunity.
364. Yep, 364.
But do we want to go through the first round and do our picks?
First, I wanted to explain what the concept is.
Okay, do the concept.
Aaron, explain the concept.
Oh God! Well, I've not read the previews or anything. I can tell you the idea.
That's the concept.
It's a battle world somewhere, like orchestrated by Apocalypse. All of these heroes, a handful of villains, mostly heroes and anti-heroes, get thrown into this desert planet in a gladiator tournament fight to the death, and they advertise it as March Madness bracket style. That's a shame.
That is a shame. Get feeling better, brother.
But it's the thing that everybody always does whenever anyone talks about comic books. It's power scaling. It's who would win in a fight. And from my understanding of it, they've set the parameters very specifically so that it's not just who's the strongest, but like even turf, even levels, and some pretty unfair matchups, which we will get into. But it's a March Madness style bracket.
Like that?
Yeah. There's a 32 characters total. 32 men enter, 1 man leaves. It's gonna be a lot, or woman, or bipedal shark man. You know, as it goes.
I noticed Red Tornado's not on here,
Which is a shame. I think some of the exclusions of these characters really hurt my feelings. Some of the inclusions of these in place of others also hurts my feelings. And the bracket system of who they have paired with to who, I think has like a 60% ratio of that is brilliant and perfect and beautiful, and the other 40% I'm like, can we just swap like 6 of you around and then this would be like exactly what I would want? But it's fine. We're gonna get into it. Full March Madness style, I think, was how this episode was pitched to me.
pretty much. I mean, that's what this is. That's exactly what they set up, right?
We're gonna go through it.
But my question is, and this is, I know, Aaron, you and I talked about this. I don't think I've talked about this with anybody else. What I would prefer, and I sincerely doubt they've done it this way, I believe they have editorial reasons for some of their matchups. I think they have reasons why these things happen. Mm-hmm. But what I would prefer is if they had almost like a role-playing game mechanic where they had scenarios and there were 2 or 3 decision points in each fight where they roll a die to see they write it both ways. Like the story goes this way and this person wins this element of the fight and this person wins this element. But they write it both ways and then they roll a die and see which way it came up. Yep. And then it goes that direction. So the story has an element of narrative flexibility that makes it more fair than just I'm a writer and I really think that Catman is the coolest guy on the planet and doesn't get enough, so I'm going to make him win all the fights.
Yeah, make him your initiative.
Right. I want to see something in there, and I know this is not how they did it. I would love to see something in there where the influence was randomized so that they just had to see how things turned out.
Yeah, not to get like completely ahead of myself, but something that I'm very excited or interested to see how they do with this is like where these characters are in continuity with each other. Like Aquaman is obviously a very stable pick, but if it's Aquaman from like any time other than literally right now where he has the water bending and everything, like that throws things off pretty dramatically. Or like a writer that hasn't read a lot of later Swamp Thing, so they're basing it off of earlier Swamp Thing, and some powers maybe aren't being included that should be, and some like traversal.
Did y'all freeze? What we got going on here?
No,
just you, buddy.
Just you, bud. Yeah, this is all like a Scott Snyder piece. I don't know if he has a co-writer on it. I imagine there's a lot of editorial input on this.
I'm pretty sure.
But they're all like on a desert planet. With a yellow sun, with some manner of vegetation, with some manner of water, some manner of like rocky terrain. So we are assuming Earth's gravity. Like, I think it's going to be pretty terrestrially kind of similar. But like, if Aquaman isn't on a part of a planet with a lot of the water, like there's those kind of environmental factors that would come into the matchups that I think would sway it in pretty major directions instead of like who's going to beat who in a fist fight. So I could see it be kind of more complicated than that.
Okay, so for me, nobody froze, not even you, Alan.
Same.
But Alan's like, where did everybody go? And then Daniel's saying everybody froze. So maybe we're just having a bad connectivity night. I don't know what's going on.
Yeah, and I saw because I've got the YouTube feed up also, and I saw where you and Aaron were talking just fine, but I was froze. That's why I killed my camera and restarted it to see if that would help.
Strange.
I didn't even see you blink out. That's the weirdest thing.
Yeah. Kaylisa says we're all fine. So it's dependent on where you are and what you've got. Mm-hmm. I want to see someone in a battle of wits over chess. That would be awesome.
I would love that.
That would be great.
Lex Luthor and Mr. Terrific like at a chessboard. you know, that's what I want to see.
So let's talk about froze on Wi-Fi and 5G. Interesting.
Yeah.
So let's talk about the bracket. How do we want to do this? We want to just go battle by battle down the left side and the right side, or
yeah,
what?
let's go left to right. I'll grab a notebook. We'll jot this down.
Well, what I was thinking was, do we want to go through the first round and then stop? Wait to see how we do on the first round and then do the second round when we actually get to that part in the storyline, or do we want to try to do the whole bracket tonight?
No, just the first fights of the bracket.
Okay, that works. It sounds good.
The big dance.
Oh man, we're not going to talk about all 32 battles today. all
Yeah,
30.
yeah. Those were talked about, but not the Sweet 16 or the Elite 8.
Yeah. So what I did was I actually printed myself off a copy, and I'm just going to highlight my picks because I'm genuinely curious as to see how close I personally get to calling this thing.
Yeah, I did a pass on like my Instagram a couple days ago when they announced this bracket, and then I had all of my nerd friends be like, "Hey, I think you're wrong about this," and I was like, "Fair enough. Let's get into it."
So yeah, let's get into it.
Yeah.
First matchup: Superman versus Giganta.
I love that they put Giganta in this.
I am
I'm
going with Superman.
Yeah, that's a no-brainer. But I mean, why Giganta, and why does she have a chance? Plastic Man, his power. Plastic Man is kind of like Reed Richards from the Fantastic Four, only to the nth degree. He's like a cross between a super malleable rubber ball and a silly putty. And he can take any shape, any form, move around. But instead of being all hyper serious like Reed Richards, he's an absolute goofball.
Yeah, he'll turn himself into a World War II airplane for fun, and to be like, "Hey, you need to get around, need a ride," and turn into like a plane.
Didn't he in one of the episodes of Justice League Unlimited, the cartoon, or it was something, didn't he turn himself into a chair just so Wonder Woman would sit on him?
Yes.
I've heard that before. I don't remember.
But he also he wears a like a female gymnast's leotard.
Yeah.
Unitard.
Yeah.
So it's not like no legs at all, but has long sleeves. And then he's got like it's laced up across the front. So it's a bizarre costume that no sane man would wear in public. But that's what he wears.
Brian Neal, baby. That's what we're doing.
But anyway, so you have Superman, you have Giganta. How does she have even the remotest chance of making that interesting?
Yeah, even if they make the playing field level, he still overpowers her.
Something I'm kind of confused about is like what their like internal motives are, and like I'll get into this more like the more we get into it, but like I don't know what they're fighting for. So I don't know like how hard they're going, because Superman like historically pulls his punches all the time, and he's not gonna like randomly harm someone unless he has a reason or a merit. And he's also like center image in the KO logo, like it's him punching the screen or the fourth wall. And I'm very confused about how like dirty Clark would play it.
We don't know what's at stake, so we don't know. I mean, there's got to be something at stake for all of them, because, like you said, if not, Superman's going to pull his punches no matter who he's fighting.
Mm-hmm. Also, like, there's no editorial reason why Superman would not win this.
Nope.
Right.
Like, I feel like Giganta is kind of the mercy kill of like, oh yeah, look at this roster of all of like our characters, and we're pulling from all these different mythos and backgrounds, and then it's just going to be the Trinity in the center of it. Like that's my kind of.
It should be a one punch and she's done.
Yeah, depends on how Giganta.
Or no, he's that strong. Or he just like uses his laser vision and gives her a little bit of surprise eye surgery.
Yeah, I can't even like play devil's advocate well. Like it's Superman.
Yeah.
Unless they're really explicitly making Giganta win to subvert expectations, it's Superman. It's Superman. He's the logo of your book. It's Superman.
Yeah, to me, this is not a good matchup. I think everybody's going to go with Superman on it. We know he's going to go. Now, this next one, Captain
He's
Atom.
definitely the chalk pick. So let's go ahead and skip past that.
Yeah.
Captain Atom and Power Girl.
If we do have any Giganta advocates in the chat, let us know and we will circle back. But
Yeah, and tell us why in the world you think that.
I would
We're
love
not opposed to
pick
the
your
idea.
brain. Yeah, I would love to pick your brain about it.
I'm going with Captain Atom, and the simple reason why I'm going with him is if Power Girl wins and we end up in the second round with Power Girl versus Superman, that's a legit heavyweight fight.
Hang on, Kaylisa has a point.
Yep.
What if he just refuses to participate?
But we don't know what's at stake, so we don't know if he can actually do that.
Right,
We
but
got-
because we don't know, that's a possibility. That
Well,
would be like that thing, that Contest of Champions or whatever it was that Marvel did a couple years ago,
mhm,
where Moon Knight was like, "Yeah, I don't have to win.
mhm.
I don't have to fight you. I don't care," and he just refused to participate.
I did forget about this. The previews did talk about what is at stake. If you lose, you turn into a statue in a place called the Hall of Losers. Your body calcifies and it turns you into a statue. And like some eldritch force puts you up on their trophy case in a wall they call the Wall of Losers.
The Who is the Who.
Well, maybe Clark would have a reason, but also I feel like Giganta on principle would be like the nastier fighter about it. So I don't know.
And
Yeah, Daniel, this is 100% accurate. They're like, how can we monetize the argument that every comic shop in the country has every Wednesday afternoon?
And one we will have for the next 2 hours.
Right. Yeah. How can we monetize that?
Now-
No, that was a great point, though, Kaylisa. The one choice
that's a good
making a fight is I refuse to fight.
I could
but
totally
let's be realistic. Are they going to do that? No.
No, it's Superman. He's the logo of your book.
Okay,
I would love to see Giganta though. See some play out of her. That'd be fun.
So next fight is Captain Atom and Power Girl, and I agree with you, Alan. I think that's a Captain Atom win. My reason being, how many Kryptonians are on this list? Too many.
3.
So
How many Kara Zor-Els are on this list?
Yep.
how many Kryptonians who have a movie coming up are on this list?
Yep.
So yeah, that could be.
I'm very happy that Power Girl is here with Kara. Like that does make me happy. Like outside of it being kind of monotonous, I think there is a very interesting way of further differentiating it for like new readers, because people will Google her and be like, "Oh, it's the Earth 2 counterpart of Supergirl." Okay, copy. But like they've done a lot over the last 30 years to really differentiate the two, and I would like to see them like both in this tourney style like gladiator death match and see like how their fighting styles and how their inner dialogues are different. That I think is very fun and cool. But I also think that novelty works for one match. So I don't really know how much Power Girl I want out of this, and I'm much more interested in what they're doing with her in Justice League Red. So, and Captain Atom's powers are cooler, and you get more versatility out of them for a second battle. It's not just playing the hits again.
Yeah.
Aaron, you're called on for this because they know I cannot do 10 words or less.
I can do it. Let's see. Now, do I remember what is different about Earth 2? Not really. I'm blanking. Because Earth 2 is the Golden Age. Is that right? Is Jay Garrick Earth 2?
I believe that's correct.
Okay.
I can do it in 5 words.
Multiversal counterpart Golden Age heroes?
No,
Jay
it is not Earth 1. Okay.
There you go. That's even better. There you go.
You guys are crazy.
JSA 3.
She is really a fierce fighter at times, but I think Captain Atom has a power set that would be possible to defeat her.
Mm-hmm.
I think that's accurate.
That is Earth 2 because Earth 3 is the Justice Syndicate or the Crime Syndicate.
That's right. So Aaron, so did you also pick Captain Atom or do you pick Power Girl?
I'm picking Captain Atom here also, but it's because like of the power versatility. Having a Kryptonian go into a tier 2 battle and having another Kryptonian go into a tier 2 battle, like how many inventive ways can you do these power sets in these kinds of conditions? Like the Captain Atom powers are way too involved and way too intricate to not do twice without it being redundant. Because really the Kryptonian difference would be who they're sparring against, and that really doesn't change the intrigue of the book. And I think Power Girl offers a kind of more of a limited perspective than Kara.
Yeah.
Sorry, Power Girl fans.
Because if we go with Power Girl versus Superman, it just becomes a slugfest.
Yeah.
And then somebody's just going to pour salt on them and it'll be over.
Yeah, really.
And then, boils everywhere. This next one, I think, is the match I'm most excited for.
Next matchup, Guy Gardner versus Firestorm.
Mm-hmm.
That is an interesting matchup. We finally got to a really interesting one, and that is an interesting one.
This is, I think, of these matchups, I think this is like in my top 3. I love this matchup a lot.
All right, so Guy Gardner, Green Lantern, terrible temper, worst haircut,
Power constructs of anything.
rough personality,
which is not much.
Firestorm, the Nuclear Man.
2 personalities, nuclear fission.
One of them super smart.
Yep. 2 brains, 1 body. The body of the student, the brain of the professor, can change the nuclear state of elements and throw fire out of his hands, and is slightly atomic or majorly atomic and very radioactive.
We do not know, James. We will find that out.
Yeah. And I mean, I understand why Daniel Major has picked Guy Gardner, but I'm actually going with Firestorm.
I'm a Firestorm guy too. I think Firestorm wins that.
I don't think that Guy Gardner is smart enough to essentially go up against 2 people at the same time.
Now, my rationale for why Guy Gardner will win is because Guy Gardner is currently in a really popular movie, is in a popular TV show, and I'm sure we'll be seeing another popular movie.
He will be in another popular TV show in less than a year.
Yep.
Yeah,
He's in Lanterns.
I think editorial has reasons why Guy Gardner will win, but I think in reality, in a fight between the 2 of them, I think Firestorm takes it.
I'm still going to go with Firestorm for my pick, just simply because he can affect things on a molecular level.
Yep.
And I don't think Guy Gardner has got the willpower or the intellect to go against him.
I do find it really interesting that he's the only Lantern. We have 4 Bat family members, 5 if you count Harley, which, why would you? But of all of the Green Lanterns, Guy is the one that you pick, and he's the only one you pick. That is very interesting to me, because I think the way that he uses his powers compared to his like brothers of the cloth, as he said in Superman, is a choice. I also, he doesn't have the reaction time. Firestorm is thinking at twice the speed that he is, and has a power set that could atomize him if he was like really mad. Like if
literally could just turn him into molecules and atoms.
Yeah, I mean that by definition, he would literally atomize him.
Yes, literally. Yes.
I think Firestorm all day. I also love Firestorm a lot. I love the Lanterns for their creativity, but I think if you're going to put Firestorm in a book like this, he's going to play to win. At least in the first bow. I'm also saying Firestorm. Not for this to be unanimous opinions, but I think the way that this publication has gone in these initial setups, it kind of breeds this.
I mean, if they were going to do a Lantern and they wanted the Lantern to, and this is my rationale, if they wanted the Lantern to win, and this might be an unpopular opinion, it would have been Kyle Rayner as the White Lantern.
There you go.
I think Hal Jordan and John Stewart could come close in the fight, but we're still dealing with someone whose powers can affect you on the molecular level. I don't think a Lantern can defeat him.
Also, guys, like like Hal and John have been around experimental technologies and like nuclear fission stuff from their time with the military. Guy hasn't, so he would have no way of even making a lantern construct that could combat whatever Firestorm is doing, even if he did know.
He could just make things. Well, it's another thing. Firestorm could make fire that's yellow.
So true.
Yeah.
Also, I misspoke earlier. There is another lantern in this, just not another Green Lantern. We will get there.
Correct.
We will get there.
So are we all like in agreement so far on these? This is bizarre.
Completely, entirely.
So far.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a bit surprised because these kind of things we usually will argue all day about why somebody's wrong.
Are y'all keeping up with y'all's picks?
I am. Also, please, if you have difference of opinion, let us know. We would love to hear what you're thinking.
So Jay Garrick and Cheetah.
I personally don't even think this one's a contest.
It shouldn't be.
It's going to come down to who writes it.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's true for all of them, but
I have my answer.
Be a contest.
But I think it's different than yours. I think this is where we will disagree. Should we say it on 3? 1, 2, 3. Cheetah.
Jay Garrick. Okay.
Josh, what did you say?
Do what?
Josh, what did you say?
I said Jay Garrick.
Wow. I am a disagreement. Come on.
I mean, it's the same thing with the next one, Aquaman and King Shark.
Don't jump the shark.
I know, but there's a couple
excellently done. Come on.
There's a couple of them to me that there really and truly is no question about who or how or why they would win. To me, there's some give-me's in this first round.
Here's my advocation for Cheetah. Cheetah is the Wonder Woman villain. She's cursed by the goddess of the hunt to be a like predator for the rest of her life. She has this werewolfism that's just permanent. She has these fierce claws. She has the fierce teeth. She can run as fast as Wonder Woman is strong. Like it's all very proportionate. And she is Diana's greatest failure. Diana caused Cheetah. And so there's this like primal, like animalistic rage in her. She also really wants to kill people really, 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 really bad. Jay Garrick is a gentleman from the 1940s and getting pinned up against the most rageful woman alive, who in some recent books, and this is part of my circling back to the Aquaman thing, depending on who is writing this and how much they have read going in, will change this wildly, because Cheetah is actively being powered up in canon so that she is as fast as the speedsters. She is now possessed by 2 goddesses, the goddess of the hunt and the goddess of speed. And she has she's in contest with a lot of the speedsters all the time, just without access to directly the speed force. But it's
okay. I was not up to date on that aspect, and so that makes this matchup make more sense.
Also, like primal rage, like cosmic godhood primal rage made manifest against the most chivalrous gentleman from the JSA.
Hey, he's got a cool hat.
Man. Yeah, but you got to think, though, all he's got to do is pull off his helmet and pull that move where he starts punching it, and he sends out those shock waves, and she doesn't get anywhere near him.
Maybe. I don't know if he would play that dirty, though. I've also never seen Jay Garrick fight a woman.
But
maybe.
He's not wrong.
I feel like Jay Garrick will pull his punches as much as Superman, if not more.
But see, once again, we don't know
age and treachery every time.
Yep, we don't know what's truly at stake for some of these characters.
I also tend to underestimate speedsters because, very much like Chitara, yeah. I also tend to underestimate speedsters just by principle. I don't read a lot of speedster stuff. I don't know what Jay Garrick's connection to the Speed Force is compared to like Barry's or Wally's. I don't really know what that does or what that gives him outside of he moved fast, because that is a very nebulous kind of abstract idea. But Cheetah's like, I understand her powers very well. Like I can visualize what that does and how that would affect her biology. Jay's is so abstract, and I don't know what differentiates him from the other speedsters in terms of his power set. So I'm looking at his personality, and I'm like, she's gonna kill that man. She would kill him. This was like the first matchup where there might actually be like a death toll if they wanted to do it. Not to say that it would be permanent, because when is anything, but I'm very pro Cheetah about this.
Yeah, I'm still sticking with Jay, simply because, I mean,
I think it'll be a better fight now, but I still think Jay Garrick wins that.
That's fair.
Yeah. And some of these victories are also going to come down to the fights they have planned in the future.
That's
Well,
so
there's
true.
that too, but I think
Yeah.
for me, the place where she's going to fall down
Mhm.
is that primordial rage that she's just filled with.
Yeah.
He's going to be able to outsmart her and trick
Yeah.
her, and he knowing him, he will probably cause her to be her own downfall
Yeah.
rather than I'm just going to punch you to death.
I would really love. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off.
No, you're good.
I would really love to see Cheetah win this because I think she narratively deserves a win too. Like, this woman is pretty continuously defined by her losses and other people getting the best of her, and putting her in a gladiator championship with like brackets like these. Like, I think she's maybe the only personality type here that is like gonna play to win. So I have hope for her. I want that for her, especially because her publication needs it. Old guy powers. I don't think.
Yeah, he's gonna play. He's gonna fight smarter, not harder.
Oh,
Mhm.
yeah, whippersnapper copy. I understand.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I do find it funny that both of the old guys on here went with Jay Garrick.
That is so funny, yeah.
You know, we're like, back in my day, the Flash wore a shiny metal hat,
And he punched it and it sent out concussive blasts.
and it said, whoop, 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 whoop.
He used it with the Justice Society.
He did. He did.
Oh my gosh.
That's funny. But yeah, so I go Jay Garrick. So 2 out of 3 of us go Jay Garrick.
That's
The
completely
next
fair.
one, which Alan tried to jump to unceremoniously, Aquaman and King Shark. Again, I don't see that there's a fight there.
I don't either. I think that even if they pull him out of time and go with the new 52 Aquaman, he's still going to beat King Shark. I would actually like to see the new 52 Aquaman versus King Shark, because the new 52 Aquaman was really truly no joke.
Is that the hook hand one or the harpoon hand one?
No, that one was the one where they started going into a lot more detail about how thick his skin was and why he was bulletproof, and how pretty much he had come up with all the battle plans to take down the surface world.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I think Aquaman's got this one fins down.
This is the one where I doubt it for its environmental factors. Like, I think that's going to be the big thing. But also, like, they're both formidable in and out of the water regardless. But I think that this is the one where it's going to be the chance of where they put it. Just out of, like, this is actually a pretty good matchup. And it's also a villain that I feel like this has been a fight sequence that's happened a lot. Like, this is somebody, this is a battle where they would know each other. Yeah. So I truly don't know on this one. This one I have no opinion on. I could be swayed either way.
You have to choose one. That's part of the rules.
I
There can
think
be
this
no
one would be
ties.
really fun if they force them to fight in a desert.
I think so too. That's really good. Also,
Whoever
King
gets to the Swedish meatballs first wins.
So true. King Shark is also a god. Also, he has his own divinity and like blessings from the beyond. So I think that also maybe gives him something, but I don't see I could see narratively King Shark winning it, but I mean it's gotta be Aquaman. It's just gotta be.
Yeah, that one just to me not even a question. Not
No
even.
Bloodbender Aquaman. Like,
If Bloodbender Aquaman shows up, he might take this thing the distance. I'm just saying.
That's true.
why didn't we put King Shark up against like Robin? Like, do something different. Like, why
That would have been an interesting fight.
the Fishman versus the Shark Man? That's
Yeah.
not nice.
No, it's not nice. So next up we have.
The Hawk.
I can
versus-
barely read that. Who is that?
it's
Connor Hawk and
Green-
Hawkman.
or Green
Connor
Arrow.
Hawk and Hawkman.
Yeah. Green Arrow 2.0 and Hawkman.
Yeah, that's Hawkman all day to me.
Same.
Yeah, sheer brutality. Hawkman's going to destroy him.
Well, plus, people always underestimate him. Hawkman is a heck of a detective. He's a smart dude. He can see the angles. He's been around forever. almost literally. So he's got eons of experience to draw upon. I just don't see a world in which Hawkman Jr. is going to, or
Green Arrow.
Green Arrow Jr. is going to pose any kind of challenge to him.
Also,
yeah,
like,
and
the nth metal, like what is that gonna, like, he doesn't have an arrowhead that could react to that.
And then if you look at it, the next that would literally put the next round as Aquaman versus Hawkman. That's going to be a good fight.
I love that.
That would be a great fight.
I love that.
Because even then, you've even got the elements going against each other at that point. I mean, I just think that sets up a better fight if Hawkman just walks away, leaving Connor Hawk in the dust.
Also,
you mean in the Hall of Lahu?
In the Hall of Losers. I've not actually read a lot with Connor Hawk. Like, does he have any of Black Canary's powers, or is he like just Green Arrow 2.0?
He's just Green Arrow 2.0.
No meta at all.
No, I mean, he is an amazing fighter.
Sure.
He's definitely got a superior skill set.
His mother is the Black Canary. He better be.
Yeah, but I think that Hawkman, sheer brutality takes him down. I think that he takes down Connor. They're going to make the fight. They're going to make all the fights close to try to get you invested.
Yep.
But I think in the end, Hawkman flies off, singing on to the next round.
Yeah, rookie Green Arrow 2 in this, like, because I think I remember Connor from like stories where he's like time displaced and they go to the future for an adult Connor, but I think it's maybe been long enough now that Connor Hawk is around in the present tense as an adult. Okay. Yeah. So like, I don't know if there was any future tech there that would maybe help him. But yeah, I mean, this is Hawkman. I love that they put an archer in this kind of tournament. We know my love of Hawkeye, the other Hawk, not getting mentioned this, but like, I love me an archer character in a superhero space. But this battle is mean. This is a mean matchup.
Part of the whole fun of it.
Yeah.
Next up, Lex Luthor. So we got our first like real honest to goodness villain, and Black Lightning.
And I don't understand this matchup.
This is a case of who I think would win in reality versus who editorial will have win.
In reality, Black Lightning zaps him from a distance and he's done. But editorial wise, Lex is going to win.
That's my thought as well.
So true. I get so mad at this ranking specifically because every time that Black Lightning gets a push to be like a major player in the DC Universe stage, they do something that like removes him or takes him out of the picture. It's happened every time. Like, I think 10 years ago now, there was a panel in a Justice League book of Bruce like pulling Jefferson aside and saying like, you should be on the team with us full time. Like, you shouldn't be a rotating roster. Like, you belong up here with like Clark and Diana as much as I do. Like, you should be the fourth pillar of this. Why aren't you around?
Yep.
And that was 10 years ago, and publication admitted that, and they haven't done anything with him. Or if they did, it was for a 4-issue mini, and then he's out the door. Like, I think the Black Lightning's only appearance was in like 1 issue of JL or Justice League Unlimited and the Power Company. And I want more of him, and this is such a great battle for him, and I want it to be him. I want it to be him. I think it should be him. It's gonna be Lex, and I don't want that.
There's no way that they make it him.
Like, even like with James's announcement and everything too. Not that that has any amount of direct correlation or consideration in the way that like.
Oh, I bet it does.
You does, but like, I want it to be Black Lightning, and I also think Black Lightning could run the gamut with this, and he's so underappreciated, and you could actually do some interesting character work with him here instead of Lex's like win everything motif. I want this to be Black Lightning, and so I'm going to vote for Black Lightning, knowing that it probably won't happen, but I'm having faith. I'm going to put Black Lightning because I want it so bad.
You could not be more right, Nosh. You're thinking along the same way that we are.
Yep. Bald head. Did anybody vote? I'm keeping tally of like who voted what. Did we? Who else said Lightning? Did anyone say Lightning?
I mean, we all.
My heart says Lightning. My understanding of the editorial brain says Luthor. So I think.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going with Luthor but I know that in an actual fight, Black Lightning would win. But for the sake of the bracket itself, I'm going with Luther.
That's okay. I understand.
I think I would be much happier if it were Black Lightning. Okay, so the last one on this side, the Demon versus Supergirl. That's an interesting matchup. What do we think?
This is
I love you, girl, but Etrigan is taking you down. He wins.
It's gonna be Supergirl because she has her movie. It's gonna be Supergirl because of the way that she's being written now in comparison to the way she was being written 10 years ago. Etrigan does have the edge over her because of her magic susceptibility, which I don't think Kara has come across as much as Clark has.
Yep.
So I think that could maybe like trip her up and make her rethink, because I think your reaction time in these kinds of scenarios is pretty fundamental, which is like why Firestorm is winning. And Etrigan should hurt her more because of the magic. And I love Etrigan and I want Etrigan to be in more things. It's Supergirl. Also, I think running the gamut with the way that the brackets work, if she continued up the gamut, a Superman Supergirl matchup would do incredibly well with the DCU interest. And I think they should get to that point because that's fun narrative, emotional tension of the way that these characters interact with each other. There's another example of that later on that I'm going to bring up. But it's going to be Supergirl. I want it to be Etrigan. But
I'm still going with Etrigan just because of the magic. He's not going to pull punches, and I think he will hurt her.
He'll also say everything in weird, twisted up language.
In weird rhyme.
Who are you taking, Josh?
Oh, I think Supergirl. I think it should be Etrigan, but I think it's going to be Supergirl.
All right.
The
Kind
reality,
of similar to what we said earlier of who we think it should be, Firestorm versus Guy Gardner, but we all know Guy Gardner's going to win it. Wonder Woman versus Starro. That is a bizarre, absolutely bizarre matchup to me. And again, I don't think there's any question.
It's Wonder Woman.
For sure.
yeah, I mean, no contest. I do like this. I also like if it's full-size kaiju Starro, like the
Oh, it
six,
has to be. It has to be.
like 6 Justice League members against 1 Starro and struggling. I like that a lot, but it's Wonder Woman. Also, Wonder Woman is like the most trained and combatant fighter here. There is no gladiator fight that you put Wonder Woman in that she would not win. Straight up, I think Wonder Woman could take it all the way.
I'm sorry, this is not absolute Wonder Woman, sir.
So true.
She can't just keep making a bigger sword.
Wouldn't that be so grand, though?
No, I hate that in Absolute Wonder Woman. Like 4 issues in, it's like, how do we solve the problem? Bigger sword. Next issue, how do we solve the problem? Bigger sword. What about a bigger sword? Yeah, let's do that. Drove me
And then
insane.
when you get to the bigger sword, plot twist, she turns into Medusa.
Yeah, I was like,
Turns into Godzilla-sized Medusa. Because you think it's going to be a triple bigger sword. It's Kaiju Medusa. I love it. I love that book. It's so fun.
I don't know that she's susceptible to mind control particularly. She certainly just experienced that in her own book and fought against it really hard.
And like Dr. Psycho, she would have some manner of backup with that. And she's fought Starro before.
She has.
A few times.
Yep.
So I think we all think it's Wonder Woman. I don't think that warrants a lot of discussion.
I love the visual of that fight, though. That I think is,
yeah, it should be a fun-looking fight for sure.
Yeah, the pages of that are going to be the one that I'm most excited for.
All right, next up, Lobo versus Plastic Man.
I mean, I feel like this is no contest.
I concur. There's absolutely no contest. However, I do think, I mean, that's a guaranteed Lobo win, right? But I do think, no, editorially, that's a Lobo win.
Because of Momoa?
There's no way Plastic Man wins this.
Editorially, you are
not
correct.
To say that Plastic Man shouldn't have won it, but I can absolutely see Plastic Man like, ha ha ha, I got one over for you. I got one over on you, and he celebrates prematurely, and then Lobo gets up and just beats the Bastich to death.
To me, this is the most interesting fight because the loser is going to be the one that gets bored first and walks away.
That's a really good point.
I think this is Lobo is going to win it, but I think this could be the potential of being a great fight.
I think it absolutely could be one of the better matchups on the whole board, but I think there's zero chance that they let Plastic Man win this. This is why I would advocate for a decision tree with a randomizer for how the story goes.
Yep.
That would be
great.
great.
This is one of those fights where I think that would make this really interesting.
This is fully a character beat fight conversation. Like, it fully is dependent on how these characters are in terms of like their monologue and their motivation. Because Lobo is trained to do this professionally. He probably hasn't seen something quite as weird as Plastic Man, but he will have come closer than anybody else on the bracket list. And Plastic Man, his only limitation is, as mentioned, his ego and his creativity. The premature win thing is an absolutely perfect point, and I could completely see that happening. I want it to be him because I think that win would be most inventive.
Thank you, John.
Bless you. I completely didn't even realize that you sneezed.
I didn't either. I was listening to you.
Thank you. I just was like, I think Plastic Man should win this, like, biologically, even though Lobo has the experience and would know how to do this. I mean, as much as anyone would know how to do this, and like Plastic Man could get really gross and body horror about this.
He absolutely could.
And Lobo could also get really gross and body horror about it in terms of how the beating goes, which poses my question. Is this a Red Band book?
Oh, I think that Lobo would be the one more likely to go body horror.
Is this a Black Label?
No.
I think it's Plastic Man.
No, it's not. And here's another aspect of it. This fight, no matter how long it goes, neither one of them will die.
Yeah, that's true.
Because Lobo is banned from the afterlife, so we know he can't die.
I forgot about that.
And then Plastic Man, how does Lobo tear him apart? How does he kill him?
Yeah, because he doesn't break down. It takes thousands of years for him to break down in the Pacific Ocean. We all know it.
It's pulling apart silly putty that's reamassing in like one big ball behind you as you're still pulling it apart.
Mm-hmm.
Or you just get a vacuum and you suck him up and
I mean, this fight's got so much potential, and it could be absolutely hysterical if they do it right.
I suspect they will play it for humor. And it should be like Plastic Man should on paper be able to win this, but I think editorial, there's no way they let it happen.
Yeah.
Also, and I don't know that much about like Lobo's specific arsenal of weaponry. Like a big thing that comes up in power scaling conversations too, like this, is Batman's like contingency for the Justice League members.
Yep.
And his contingency plan for if Plastic Man goes off the rails is cryostasis.
Yep.
And like freezing him to the point where he can't vibrate the molecules of his body that he can control on a cellular level, so that he can't move. Does Lobo have anything like that readily available in his arsenal? Is that a thing that he has or a thing he would know about?
He just shows up and fights.
Yep. That's what
Lobo has fought so many different kinds of races, species. He has probably been exposed to a lot of things. And so I don't think Plastic Man will take him as completely by surprise as he might somebody else.
Yep.
Yeah.
But from an editorial perspective, I think there's no way that they let Plastic Man win this.
You know, I think you've swayed me. I wrote Plastic Man on my paper, but I'm going to cross it out and I'm going to put Lobo. You've convinced me.
Well, now that'll make me wrong.
What?
No, man.
God dang it.
The man has no plan.
That's to me that's the most debatable fight there is.
Mm-hmm.
Because
that's because there's like logically how it should unfold versus how the person writing it has been told to make it unfold.
Also, I feel like Plastic Man would be more okay with being in the Hall of Losers than Lobo. I think that.
Oh, for sure.
Oh yeah.
I think Brian would maybe be okay with that.
So this next one seems like an absolute sacrificial lamb to me.
Yep.
Swamp Thing versus Vixen. Is there even any point in discussing that?
To me, no, it's Swamp Thing all day long.
I had this conversation when I posted the bracket for me because I did say Vixen at first. Only because my reading of Swamp Thing is very early days Swamp Thing. I have not read a lot of more recent stuff with him. I didn't know that he could do alien flora. I thought he was a pretty like Man Thing on Earth only character.
Mm-mm.
I
He is
didn't realize.
God level.
I did not realize that because I was thinking like, oh yeah, because Vixen has the red in the same way that Swamp Thing has the green, and these two characters are kind of analog. It's a flora versus fauna kind of situation. Swamp Thing's on his back foot. Like Vixen has this like ferocity to her. This could work. I was very pro Vixen for a long time, and then my buddy who's read literally every book of Swamp Thing messaged me. He was like, "You're actually really wrong about this. Here's like the panels of Swamp Thing going God mode," and I said, "Oh, okay."
Yeah, when you look at it, Daniel Major is exactly right. That is, when you look at these brackets, that could be a very real possibility. I don't think that's going to end up being the outcome.
No, I don't think editorial will allow it, but I think
I would love if it
in
did.
reality, that's very, very possible.
And to be honest with you, if 1990s Vertigo Swamp Thing shows up, everybody's done.
Yep.
I mean, everybody. He's even going to take out the spectators for the fun of it. I mean, it's just everybody's done.
Jay wants to know who is Vixen.
Vixen is a Justice League member. She has a magical totem on her chest that connects her to the red, the animal force, in like contrast to the plant and fauna and flora force that Swamp Thing occupies. Her totem lets her take on the physical characteristics of any animal she can imagine. Mostly ones that she's like come into contact with, but she's like, it's a generations long thing. So true.
Yep.
Like a generations long artifact that's amassed a ton of knowledge. So when she like summons the spirit of a rhino, so she stays a human woman, and like this big blue ghost of a rhino appears like around her. And when she punches you, it's like the biological force of if a rhino was stampeding at you. And she can also use it to like take the eyes of an eagle, and then she can see as far as an eagle can see, or she can literally fly, or her claws or like her arms become super strong and her nails become super sharp, and she'd claw you like a cheetah. It's a lot of that kind of analog. It's one power at a time most of the time, but like if she steps on you with like the elephant Ashe in, you are getting crushed by 5,000 pounds of concussive force in a shoe size 8. Like,
yeah, it's to me, and that doesn't work against Swamp Thing, because no matter where he's at, he'll just absorb into the ground and come up behind her.
Yeah, that I think this is a very mean matchup, because I think Vixen is a great pick for this, and I think putting these two against each other that early is bad. I think this is logically where these characters should have gone. Like Vixen and Swamp Thing should have gone up against each other, but in like around 3 or 4.
I think the better matchup would have been Vixen and Barda.
Vixen and Barda would have been a great pick. That's a great pick.
That is a good pick.
Vixen is also kind of in like the realm of the Black Lightning thing, where she should be a Justice League mainstay, and then they take her out, and then she's not around, or she's only in for like a guest appearance. But she should be incredibly important to the larger DCU, and I wish that opportunity for her more often.
Yep.
I wish that they would keep it, because I think she's really cool.
Yep. Next up, Cyborg versus Batwoman.
Why is Batwoman here?
Yeah, Cyborg hands down.
I watched every episode of the Batwoman TV show. Why is Batwoman here?
I cannot think of a good reason.
Yeah. No,
Cyborg all day.
It's Cyborg. Also, in my initial draft, I was very excited because I was like, oh yeah, if Vixen did win against Swamp Thing, not knowing half of what I know about Swamp Thing now. Oh my God. I was very excited for like an animal nature versus tech weapon allegory. Like, I thought that had a lot of meat to it. Nope, it's Cyborg though. Booyah.
Yep.
Booyakasha. Cyborg.
All right.
No debate.
No debate, so no need.
Love Batwoman,
Next.
but go back to the Justice League Dark. Sorry.
Yeah. Next up, this should actually be an interesting fight. Batman versus Star Sapphire.
The other Lantern.
I don't see any world in which Star Sapphire wins in the first round. There's not knocking Batman out of the first bracket.
No.
No.
I think it will be an interesting fight, but I think that's Batman all day.
I'm more interested in seeing how he treats her and approaches the fight.
That's very true.
Because, I mean, everybody talks about Superman pulling his punches, but Batman tends not to hurt people as much as that some thinks he does. He only hurts them if they deserve it. And is she going to deserve it in his mind? That's the big question.
Also, he's been training her. Like, if they're pulling from canon, Star Sapphire's like biggest push and her most recent comics have been in Justice League Unlimited of Bruce Wayne training her.
Yep.
I do like her because she's like the first, or she's like a first time major superhero. Like, this is her first time being in like a team operation, and her powers are still relatively new to her, even though she's had them off and on for a lot of her comic career. I do like the idea initially of this being the first matchup for Batman because it puts him in a headspace that will, that's so true. It puts him in a headspace that will, I think, affect his later fights, especially with where the bracket goes after this, including my favorite matchup and the one I'm most excited for. And if it doesn't happen, I'm going to be so mad. But like Star Sapphire being a lantern that like operates by altering a being's sense of love in their heart and in their mind and their feelings and their thought processes, putting the most emotionally volatile superhero, at least on paper. Bruce has evolved. He's kind of honed that. That's a one-trick pony that doesn't really work on him anymore. But like on paper, I like it.
I do too.
It's Batman though. It's Batman.
Yeah. No doubt. All right, next matchup.
Love that she's here though.
Red Hood versus Damian Wayne.
I want to say Red Hood because I like Red Hood. I like that character, but it's going to be Damian for two reasons. One, Damian's already beat him in fights before. And two, everybody wants to see Batman versus Damian, and everybody wants to see Batman put Damian in his place. So
I would much rather like Damian not make it that far and somebody else put him in his place because I cannot stand Damian.
This is another.
He's like Scrappy Doo.
He is like Scrappy Doo.
Damian is Scrappy Doo. He is so irritating.
But this fight could be
Kelisa, eyes forward.
We have a cat sighting.
But honestly, this fight could be very possibly one of the most brutal fights that we see in the entire tournament.
Oh, 100%.
Because neither character has any issues whatsoever with unaliving someone.
No.
I think this is, yes, but also this is one I'm excited about, not because of the power set, but because of like the emotions between these two characters already knowing each other and going in. I think Zari is also pissed about Vixen.
That makes sense.
Zari is named after a character on Legends of Tomorrow, which was an Arrowverse spinoff, and that show had Firestorm and Vixen on it, and I think she's going to advocate for her ilk.
Yeah, John, no, Damian Wayne is the current Robin, and Red Hood is Jason Todd, a previous Robin.
Yep.
Yeah.
I've actually got to get out of here because I've got to go pick the bug up.
Oh.
And I know there's only 2 fights left, but just for the record, for both these fights, I'm going with Zatanna because of the magic and Harley Quinn because of the insanity.
Fair enough.
All right. Well, let's talk about the next one.
All right, and I have got to get out of here, so I will talk to y'all later. Y'all have fun.
Have a good one, brother.
Bye,
Peace
Alan.
out. Love you, Aaron. Talk to you later.
Love you too. You will. Oh man.
So the next one,
Oh.
Zatanna versus Barda.
Also, real quick on the Red Hood Robin front,
Yeah.
I don't think either of those characters, like, they do have the primal rage to like want to kill each other, but they're also brothers, and I don't think either of them could like confess to Bruce what happened. Like, I think that is going to be like a crux of that book emotionally, and I'm very excited to read that kind of thing. I also want it to be Robin because I want Batman versus Robin. I think that's really fun. Also, they're trained by the same people.
They are, but one of them is older and a bit unhinged in a different way.
Yeah, but he also didn't really listen to Ra's all that much. He kind of went to a form of tactic that nobody could really train him on because Batman didn't use the guns and the League doesn't use the guns. And Damian has been doing it for not longer because Red Hood obviously was doing it longer, but like, I think Damian has some stealth tricks up his sleeve that I don't think he would have clued Jason in on. They weren't particularly close.
No, I agree with that for sure.
Yeah,
So,
I want.
I think that's who it's going to be. I think that it's going to be Damian. I wish that it wasn't. Although I don't like Red Hood. I'd never liked Jason Todd. When they gave you the opportunity to vote, had my dad let me vote, I would have voted. I would have spent my 99 cents to call in and say, go Joker.
Crowbar.
That was the thing when they came out with the Batman Who Laughs, and he's got those 3 Jokers on chains, and they would just say crow, crow, crow all the time, and he would shut them up by saying bar. And you're like, oh man, that is rough.
That's brutal. That's brutal.
That was rough. You're like, that's not good. Yeah, no, did not care for Gotham Wars. Nope. Did not. Right there with you, Nosh. So, next fight, Zatanna versus Barda. You go first. I don't want to be the one that talks first all the time.
I think this is the closest matchup outside of like, because this one I think editorially could go either way. I think Barda has more of a push presently because they're trying to put her in a spot where she's more recognizable. But Zatanna has a pretty cult following, myself included. And I want a Batman versus Zatanna in a round 2. So the matchup here really is the brute force, warlike strength, wartime strategy, alien general, born in a planet of war. She's 7 feet tall. She's got this sword that weighs 200 pounds, and she's swinging it like it's a baseball bat. Versus Zatanna, the sorceress, who can speak any manner of reality-altering spell that she wants, so long as she can say it out loud. Barda, as a general, would see that and know that and figure out how to counteract that very quickly. But Zatanna has a couple more tricks up her sleeve because that's not the only way she can do magic. She can do magic that affects the outside world by doing that, but if she's going to heal herself or put up a mental safe wall or do something within her body, she only has to think it. I think Zatanna could outsmart Barda, and I think Barda could outforce Zatanna, and I think that this could really go either way. I want to vote Zatanna because I want more of her.
I also think Zatanna. And Alan said Zatanna too, right?
He did.
Yeah, I think Zatanna. I think she is really creative and often unpredictable.
Mm-hmm.
Barda is a strategist and a general, and she's good at figuring out what you're most likely to do, but it's hard to do when somebody is just random. And then when you give that random person a power set very akin to Scarlet Witch, from a reality bending, altering capability, I just think Zatanna wins that.
It's also like the platforms underneath her, the place that she's standing could suddenly turn into quicksand or a rocket ship or whatever. Yeah, I want this to be Zatanna.
Yeah, I do too. And I think that's probably the direction it's going to go, but it should be a heck of a fight.
Me too. I agree.
All right, last up, that gives us Harley Quinn and Metamorpho.
This one's mean, and I don't like this one.
Well, there's zero question of who should win this versus who is editorial going to insist wins this. Do you see that any other way?
No, it's 1000% Metamorpho. And I hope that Superman gives him the push to make editorial think that. And I think that's probably why they put these two together in the first place. Because Metamorpho can do literally anything. I mean, you saw it, even if you've read no Metamorpho books in your life. The man made a sun in his hand just by doing this for like 30 seconds. He can make a jetpack out of his back. He can turn himself into an acid fog that can melt your skin off on contact. Sorry, Harley. Your baseball bat's not gonna do very much.
You're crazy, and your baseball bat do not work against this guy.
Unless they do a fun, like, her anti-poison thing that Ivy gave her, maybe would counteract some of Metamorpho's attacks. But I also don't think he would play that dirty. But if this crazy clown lady with a mallet the size of his torso is coming at him...
Well, he could just make himself radioactive. I mean, there's a million things he could do.
Yeah. There's no contest. She
could just fall apart, and he wouldn't have to do a thing other than change his form.
Yeah, I don't see how Harley could. This one I truly like. I think it might be Harley for like editorial stuff, but I physically cannot imagine how that would work even a little bit.
I can't either. And so I'm going to buck my trend, and I'm going to say, screw you, editorial. Metamorpho wins this because there's no logical reason at all where he doesn't.
And the only like matchup with Metamorpho that I think would be the most interesting would be like him in the kind of Lobo Plastic Man conversation. Like, I think that is maybe the one contender where I'm like, yeah, because these characters don't know each other. They don't know each other anything. If Robin and Red Hood kill each other, somebody's got to confess to Batman what they did. Metamorpho and Lobo owe nothing to each other. They can go as long as they want. Like,
it's true.
Like this is like what somebody called it something earlier. It was just punch, like a slugfest or something.
Slugfest, yeah.
Yeah, like come on, it's Metamorpho. Yeah, I'm very excited about that book. I think that's going to be really, really funny. Where it's like Harley's POV. She's ready. She's monologuing. She's talking about how crazy she is. She's revving the bat, and Metamorpho turns into smoke and just dissipates around her. And she's like, what? Because I don't think she would know who that is.
That really should be all the longer that fight is.
Yeah. Like Harley
should be the whole thing right there. There is no fight.
Yeah. She can't touch him.
He's like, I can't fight her. That's mean.
Yeah. It's just this woman's clearly not doing well.
I was taught not to hit mentally unstable people.
Yeah. I can't go radioactive because I don't want to give her cancer, but like I can just fly away.
And then what can she do? She has zero recourse.
No. Sun. You can't see. Like, it's easy.
Yeah, I just don't see.
Which is pretty funny for a Harley book.
Yeah, I should be interesting. Also, if you look at page limitations in a book, right? Like, they have to knock some of these fights out really fast.
Mm-hmm. Is it okay? That is another question I had. Is this like a 30-issue book? Like, what is the publication like this like? Because I was imagining like one issue per fight sequence, but that's a lot of real estate. And some of these give their way to that very quickly, and others do not.
It is a 5-issue limited series.
You're kidding. Okay, so these are like, this is a 1-2 page spread, 4 maybe. So I imagine these are going to be like $6.99 books,
I'm sure.
bigger.
The blind bags are $9.99.
Oh, Lord. Okay, that actually helps a lot because I was really filling this out as if characters had all of this real estate.
I like that.
Good. Good.
Yeah. That's more on target.
That's so funny.
I was hoping we were going to have another guest on tonight. He is the single most knowledgeable DC guy that I know, outside of Mark Waid and Jeff Johns. I mean, the guy just knows everything. He's like an encyclopedia of DC, and it's amazing. And he said he was going to be running late because he's got his own show and he's doing a private stream before this week's episode of Peacemaker, where they're talking about Peacemaker. And I said, he should come on here so he can talk to Aaron. But then I'm going to just tell him he should have you on his show, so you can talk Peacemaker stuff with him.
Let's do like a little end of season thing. That'd be fun. I want to see his show. That sounds cool. I want to see him be like somebody freaking out that we had the Sons of Liberty. That made me excited.
He is exactly the kind of guy who would be like, "Oh my God," and he would love it. He's the kind of guy who would notice the newspaper on the wall in the first episode and know what that was from, right? Yeah. He's that kind of guy.
I love that.
Dude, you're a saint, man. That's amazing.
That's awesome. Ooh. The set designer on Peacemaker?
Yeah, I don't know. Are you talking about Peacemaker, Kaylisa?
Yeah, I'm very interested in this. What are we talking about? It's like, I know my set decorator was very excited about it.
But what's the show? Are you talking about Peacemaker? Yes, Peacemaker, she said.
It's Peacemaker. I know Steven was really excited about it. I don't know if I introduced you. Who are you talking about? Maybe I know him.
I imagine it's somebody she follows on Facebook or Twitter or someplace, YouTube.
Yeah.
Because she has very diverse and interesting interests that spread out and go into all kind of places.
Listen,
but yeah, apparently likes a defunct webcomic and references it in some episodes. That's interesting. That sounds like you need to make some phone calls or some send some emails to members of the cast or crew.
I'm gonna poke. Yeah, text me. Let me know what you know. Root Hollow. Okay, I'm gonna Google. I'm gonna poke.
Now you've piqued his curiosity as he has learned something about one of his fellow crew members on the show. So he's got to dig into that.
I've seen this comic independent of this conversation, but I don't remember where, and I don't think it was on the show. But maybe.
But there are references hidden, Easter egg references hidden on Peacemaker for that.
Oh yeah, Kaylisa, text me more info. I'm very curious. This is a rabbit hole I'm gonna go down now. Oh my goodness. Also, today, right now, streaming on your platforms once you click away from this. Ooh, okay, copy that. Will do. Once you click away from this stream, episode 4 of Peacemaker will be active and available to you, and it is my personal favorite of the season.
Is it?
Yeah, not really, because I think it's like the best, or like the most narratively striking. I just had the most fun on it. Like that episode was so fun to do. Like we did
what made it fun to do?
We were out in the forest for a lot of it. We have a very big fight sequence between two of our super people, and that was like a week of stunt work in the woods where we're like hanging all of this spider-like titanium wire around trees so that we can get the characters to flip and do all of the crazy cool stunts. And I got to work with the stunt teams, and there is a lot of Eagly. I think this is fair to say that this is the Eagly episode.
Excellent.
He's like the entire B plot. It's not quite like a pocket episode or like a bottle episode of just Eagly, but like he's the whole B plot. There's a lot of Eagly going around, and I think it is really fun. Also, there's some pretty big like lore stuff about the whole show that comes to light in this episode that I am very excited about because I think it recontextualizes pretty much everything you've seen about Peacemaker so far in a way that I really love.
Interesting. Well, now I'm really excited to watch it tonight.
I really love this episode. It was so fun. And we have Michael Rooker, who is the nicest human ever. I love him. Which we all know this. This is not news. But like he's as delightful as everybody says he is, if not more. He's wonderful.
Fantabulous.
Yeah.
I can't believe you had Mary Poppins on.
I know. I should have said something.
You should have. You should have told him he was practically perfect in every way.
Mm-hmm. But also, yeah, why is Peacemaker not in DCKO? That would have been so fun.
That's a good point.
Also, the helmet stuff that they've been adding in, like, come on.
Yeah, that is interesting.
Well,
that was fun tonight, guys. I appreciate that. As we get through the first fights and we get the next level of the brackets, we will go through it again and talk about where we think everybody's going to play out and how it's all going to go.
Mm-hmm.
But thanks for sticking around with us. We're going to go ahead and cut a couple minutes early tonight, and we will catch you guys next time. Y'all are awesome. Thank y'all so much, and do your best to stay out of trouble, everybody.
Yeah.
Bye.
Get to it.